AfterBuzzers. You're tuned into the season finale of SNL with Paul Rudd and DJ Khaled as the musical guest. We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, we're back one more time.
We forgot the beat of the. What was the cold open of SNL's intro?
Oh, don't stop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All day in my head.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Before we get into it, I'm one of your hosts, Kelly McInerney. I'm here with
Steph Sabraw. I can't believe it's the finale.
Yeah.
Finale. Ant-Man.
I'm just Amy Maestri.
She's not just Amy Maestri.
You're the Amy Maserati.
Amy Maserati in the flesh.
Woo! Hell yeah. Paul Rudd, DJ Khaled. Were you guys excited? Did it live up to expectations? Tell me everything.
I was so excited for Paul Rudd, a huge Paul Rudd fan. DJ Khaled's been on my shit list ever since he said he doesn't go down on his wife.
Same.
Like publicly, who says that?
Yeah.
Even if you're that much of a weirdo that you don't do that on your own, don't say that out loud.
Still got a lot of famous friends, though.
I know, and
Thank God, otherwise what would he have done?
yeah, seriously, you brought out, but he just annoys me. I'm like, can I just hear them since you produced it? Let me just hear them.
I agree.
Yeah. He should have just sat in the corner.
Yeah.
He should have played like done like a Sia thing and just like put on a big wig and sat in the corner, only not sing.
I would have
Not
loved that.
sing.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Another one.
The last word of every rap. Not sing.
That's it.
Sounds like Naziing. No,
Oh, no.
never.
Don't pull that clip.
And let's jump into the Trump cold open.
Yeah, Trump's back. Alec Baldwin played him in the cold open. Little Don't Stop Me Now. De Niro came back as Mueller. I always want to say Mueller. I don't know why, because it's spelled like it.
Mueller.
And his whole family just singing Don't Stop Me Now. You know, real great. I don't know. It bums me out when I know it's supposed to be funny, but they're right.
Yeah.
Like at first I was like, oh gosh, this is such a great song choice. Oh God, this is such a great song choice.
Yeah.
Oh no. I did really love how they always kind of poke fun at this, like, and they find ways to have the jokes about Pence just like being a closeted gay man.
Totally.
But I loved that, like, there was the progression of like the first line. It was like, I want to make a super straight man out of you, and then I want to make a Chick-fil-A man out of you, and then I want to make a crazy sexy man out of you. And I was like, okay, I can appreciate that.
That's exactly the part I liked. It was like the evolution of Pence becoming who he truly closeted is inside. But I don't even want to give him credit as being a gay man, because he doesn't the gay community doesn't deserve Mike Pence. I mean, no, he doesn't deserve to be in the gay community.
Yeah.
But he's closeted something, probably demon.
Maybe he just doesn't bone. Maybe he's just asexual and is just, I don't like anybody.
So
That's
I'm gonna
probably
ruin
closest.
lives.
Yeah.
Can I just say that this was the creepiest I've ever seen Kate as Giuliani, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful when she just came in and was so intense, and then getting to watch her play the guitar too like that. I know she wasn't playing. Calm down.
It looked like it.
She
though.
wasn't?
What?
I thought it was. I thought it couldn't be. Like, for a second, I was like, "Is that her?" And then there was a moment where she wasn't on cue at all.
She owned it.
Yeah, she did.
But Robert De Niro's Muller's like cheekbones. Did you guys notice how like unsettling they were? Just like cartoonishly big.
Yeah, it's whenever I look at that, it's always a battle between like trying to pay attention to what he's saying, looking at those cheekbones, and just being like, how is Robert De Niro so bad at sketch acting?
Yeah.
So bad.
Thank God
And
he
it's
didn't
weird
sing.
because he's in a lot of he's in Meet the Fockers, and he's so funny in it, but
There's
it just
something about
doesn't
live sketch
transition.
that he just cannot do, which is so funny to think that like
And-
Robert De Niro can't do something in acting.
Yeah, and every time he comes up, I'm like so happy, and then he can't read a single line just without messing up. So
Yeah, he's old. Maybe he can't see anymore.
I still like him there.
Yeah, I love Bobby D. That's what I call him.
Bob,
Just me. I don't know.
good
We're
old Bobby
friends.
D.
I'm trying to find.
the monologue, doing a little best man speech to SNL. Fun little thing. I liked when he was like 1,000 people have been on you.
Oh yeah.
Like I like the twist. I wish it was bigger. Though, for the finale. Come on, it's the finale, guys.
That was my big takeaway from this. Is
Yeah.
that like whether it's a musical number, like behind the scenes stuff where they like go, backstage or like just something bigger. But I feel like if there was anyone that was going to perform like a best man monologue, Paul Rudd's perfect for it because he's just so lovable, and I love that man so much. His delivery on it was great, but yeah, I wish it was a little bit more.
Show some Avengers, dude. Like.
Well, I did like that line of back when I was doing Marvel, so I was still pretty decent to people.
Yeah.
Before I was in Marvel. That was the funniest line. I thought it was so short.
Yeah.
That was a really short monologue, and I was surprised because he is a total vet. He looked so comfortable up there. And I wanted everyone to get some warm champagne.
I know,
It
yeah.
was kind of weird. He
he
called to
gets
it,
it.
and then it was just him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they did in the audience. We didn't see.
Yeah,
To be fair,
that's
we
true.
don't know what goes on.
It was okay.
Yeah, same. I agree. The time travel event, another spin-off of the whole alien sketch. But I think this one was like the worst one so far. Very like mellow. No crazy. Yeah, she like rode on Paul, but he was fine with it. I like when the hosts break a little bit or it gets out of control.
She was.
Yeah, but I also felt this scene was short too. Sketch was short.
Yeah.
It was a little bit short. I feel like if Ryan Gosling, if this was his episode, he would have been in the corner in fetal position, crying, laughing, because he can never hold it together in this. I can't believe Paul Rudd held it together. Like,
Same.
so many props to
She
Paul
was
Rudd.
in his ear hole. Like, full on in his ear hole. I thought it was hilarious. This is a reoccurring sketch, right? They've done at least something like this before.
I think they've done
Alien?
3 or 4. This
Yeah.
might be the 4th, because I know they've done it twice with Ryan Gosling, because they brought him back basically to just have Kate be like,
Yeah.
I'm going to torture you for 4 minutes. And then they did it with Ray Donovan.
Oh, leave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I really liked the sketch. And I don't know how people keep a straight face when Kate's doing that. And her lines I thought were well written.
I liked it, but I just wish they went bigger because I feel like the first few they went bigger for it.
I think they got more
And
specific.
yeah.
Like I like I always love when they do this, but I do think this was probably my least favorite of all the times that they've done it. And it's hard to say because I still cracked up over it, but I think this one was going more for like shock and awe factor of like
Her licking.
like sexually aggressive like time travel stuff going on with like monkeys. So I think they were going more for that, whereas in some of the older ones they would still have that aspect of it, but then they would also get into like weird lines of like, I could tell this guy wasn't like top brass, like with the aliens. I just always remember that line because it's just so perfect, and I don't think they got as like intricate with this one, but it was still funny, and it's still always fun to watch her do this.
Yeah, she's great. The next one was the Game of Thrones / Grace and Frankie rap.
Oh my god.
What did you guys think of it? Because you guys are fans of.
If you're only listening and not watching right now,
She's nodding her head.
Perfect.
They both chefs kissed the air.
Italiano kiss.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I love Game of Thrones, but I love Grace and Frankie, and I think it's so underrated. He was bringing up facts I didn't realize. Like 5 seasons, first original series to do that on Netflix. I think that's true, right? That's a lot of seasons for a Netflix original. I think it was the first to ever do it. Such a good show. And even DJ Khaled was funny in this sketch too. He had some funny lines. He's like, "That's crazy."
oh yeah, Robert sleep apnea? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get better than like going from Game of Thrones, and I love Grey Worm. Shout out that Grey Worm
even
came
though
on.
he annoyed me so bad. Yeah, you know.
Everything annoyed me so bad in that stupid finale. But
What finale?
You know, that other smaller one that
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
this weekend. No one's really paying attention to it.
That was a
Anyways,
good-
Grace and Frankie. Yeah, I think this was probably my favorite of the night, or one of my favorites, just because it was so well done. It was so funny. I love Grace and Frankie. Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are goddesses that should be cherished by everyone forever.
They
And
were
so I'm
wearing-
glad that Pete rapped about them.
Yeah, they were in Pete shirts. Pete can get it at the end.
And Lily Tomlin tweeted after it and said, "I'm gonna play this video forever."
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
I've never watched either show, but I liked it too. It's one of those shows, even if you're not a fan of the show, it still was well produced. Pete can rap too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was good.
it did.
Good for him. We're gonna skip the game show and talk about that later for the special segment. Do you guys want to just dig into DJ Khaled now?
Sure.
He had everybody on. That was cool. Another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
Like another person. Another one.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, Big Sean, Meek Mill, Lil Baby. There's finally a rapper named Lil Baby.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
Someone's looking out for us.
Yeah. Jeremiah. I'm missing somebody else. SZA and John Legend. No, but somebody else from the first one. But you get it.
So many.
Really? You are? I thought you named everyone.
Lil Wayne,
Oh,
Big Sean.
did you say John Legend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Sorry, he's just.
I know who he is.
Do
too.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the DJ Khaled just released his newest album, Father of Assad, which if you missed
that
that
his-
part, you weren't listening because he said Father of Assad about 15 times. But
Almost as much as he said, another one.
yeah,
I definitely
yeah.
missed that because I just kept, I guess, zoning out.
Yeah, it was. I thought everyone's individual performance was great. I love seeing Big Sean. Haven't seen him in a while. Meek Mill's always a good performer. SZA's awesome. Those are people that have been on SNL performing their own sets, so it's cool to see them back. I love the Nipsey Hussle tribute. It was awesome that he got on a track with John Legend and DJ Khaled before his untimely passing. So that part I really liked, and I'm glad that they did pay tribute to him in a way that was meaningful and powerful. But him as a whole, like as a performer, it just doesn't make sense. Like you're just
A producer.
a hype man who produces.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I think the highlights of it for me were the Nipsey tribute and then SZA. And it's funny too because when you were calling out Khaled before this of how he doesn't want to go down on his wife, literally right before I came in, it spurred a 5,000 text conversation in my text conversation with a bunch of my girlfriends about just like things that I can't say on air right now. But basically, we all share the same opinion. I'll keep it PG.
In short.
I liked Lil Wayne too.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
we
love, I
remember.
love Wheezy.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And he's an SNL performer too. This this season.
Sure.
It was last November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
He barely could speak during that performance though.
Oh,
This was a more shining moment. for him, I think.
Yeah.
He was more
In it.
visible.
Yeah, I think DJ Khaled's like if Mark Ronson started talking during his like Bruno Mars stuff. Shut up. Another one. Oh, I hate him. But I like his famous friends.
Fair.
A weekend update. Pretty fun update. Janine Pirro. She was on because she said something bad about a Muslim woman, right?
Shocking, yeah.
Ilhan Omar.
Congressman, yeah.
Great. Did like how dumb she was with like the Cobra. Do mi arigato, Cobra Kai. Cecily's always great.
It's, oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite impressions for Cecily. I think she just nails it because this woman really does just scream at you.
Yeah.
And I loved the backstory of that. It was because someone put a cranberry in her Cobb salad, so she yelled at the waiter and then got stuck on that volume.
Yeah.
I really appreciated this though because they had it turn into like fun physical comedy too, which I think Cecily's really good about doing that with a lot of her characters on Update. She finds a way to make it physical too, which is tough sometimes when you're doing sit down comedy. And like, who doesn't love a good spit take? And when it's in the middle of a good impression, sign me up all day.
Yeah.
And Colin was just cracking up. He was just like having so much fun with
Because
it.
then he had to still keep doing Update all wet. And Che was wet too. It was great. I
Yeah.
agree. Every time you could do like a cheap little physical gag like that, I love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's needed, you know? Steph, what did you think? Anything fun about it? No?
No, I love this impression. I was just actually trying to confirm if Trump did call to save her from getting fired from Fox.
It probably had to
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
I think it was. I just wanted to confirm that because that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy. There are a few things that still shock me about him and kind of how people react to him. The whole Fox thing, that it's appropriate for a president to
Call a network.
Which totally implicates the press, is nuts to me.
Mm-hmm. That's what he is, nuts.
Yeah, he's...
And then they did I love what they do every year, the reading their jokes that they wrote for each other, but this time Colin also fought back. Like, they both did jokes to sabotage each other.
I like that Colin started just like, this is a thing where we don't sabotage each other. It's just like a fun thing where we write jokes for each other.
He's like, let's get to it.
Great.
That was so funny. White lightning.
Yeah.
He's like, because I
God.
also finish in under 10 seconds.
Yeah. And the chimpanzee. Oh man, I love that Che puts the most racist things in Joe's mouth, and he just is like, ah!
As soon as Joe says them, he's like, no, so sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I like this one when after he said the last one, he was like, you're going to get me murdered.
Literally.
Do you guys have any other favorite jokes from Update before we get into the last guest?
Yeah, when they were talking about, what is his name? He's married to Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump.
Oh, yeah, Jared Kushner.
Sorry, I try to forget these people's names because they just scar my life every day. Jared Kushner and the other guy, and he was like, I wish I was a fly on the wall so I could see all the flies swarming their master.
I loved what 400 million pieces of plastic look like. And then they had the picture of the Kardashians.
That was
easy and fun.
Usually people don't go after them that hard, I feel like, on network TV.
I feel like they used to, but they forgot. Like, they haven't in a while.
They kind of forgot about them.
Yeah.
They're like, we got bigger problems than these guys.
Yeah.
But I loved that one. And then also the gay character in Arthur. No one seems to care that Peppa Pig's head is a full-on penis.
Oh my God. That was so funny.
Which I appreciated for multiple reasons, because I was actually in a sketch a couple years ago called Penny the Pig, that's literally just talking about how, like, someone's pitching an idea for a children's show, and they're just like, that looks like a dick. And no one else sees it.
Yeah.
So plug for Penny the Pig.
That's with
but I love that.
Katie, right? Did you do it with
Yeah,
Katie?
yeah.
Who used to be a host on this thing, if you've been watching for years.
This is true. And actually, Katie and Kim, we were all in it. So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Little SNL AfterBuzz reunion. But I loved that. And I also love, too, because let's call out Arthur, the gay character on Arthur in Alabama, also saying that they're not going to play that episode of Arthur. So, we'll just
Great people down there.
toss that out there for right now, too.
Yeah. Speaking of Alabama, Leslie Jones came out and crushed it with her wearing a Handmaid's Tale outfit and just, like, owning it. I am not the biggest Leslie fan, but when she does it well, she kills it, Even calling Jost, like, you flat white privilege latte instead of what she always calls it, like a lovely thing.
When she's doing stand-up, she's at her best.
Yeah.
She's such a stand-up comedian, and she's so much more comfortable interacting with it. She can go off her cue card. She knows what she's saying. She delivers it the way that you think Leslie Jones could deliver stuff. But this was perfect to me. I think it was exactly what everyone needed, because it is a scary topic, and it's really stressful if you think about what they're trying to do, which is get Roe v. Wade overturned in the Supreme Court. And women actually will die, but this is why comedy exists, so that people like Leslie Jones can put light into it and make us realize that we're not alone, like we're all fighting this. And when she said, I'm Leslie Dracaris, that bitch Jones, I wept inside.
It was so so good.
So
like,
good.
and I wish Leslie would do more stuff like this, because like we always talk about the difference between Pete and Leslie, the two comics who come on and will just do bits, you know, they'll just, you know, essentially just do that. And I think normally she just goes up there and like yells about how she wants a man or something, and I'm just like, well, okay, enough of this. But this was so good. She brought so much power and passion to it. She made so many good points, but still like brought so much of that like Leslie flair to it too. I loved all of it. And at the end where she's just like, I'm 6 feet tall, there ain't no box big enough to hold me. I was like, yes.
I would love, instead of like doing the stupid reading the headlines cold open, just have like Leslie sum it up every update, you know? Just be showing her passion and stuff. I don't know. I loved it. I loved too because it's like people are arguing about like, oh, like baby, like the age of babies in the womb and stuff, but I don't know. I liked how she was like, when women have a choice, then we have freedom.
Yeah.
You know, and people forget that.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish she did more was when she was getting on a roll and being like, this looks like a Lipitor commercial. This looks like the mugshots out of a saloon parlor or a massage parlor.
Yeah.
And I wish she went like 10 beats longer.
I thought she was gonna.
Same.
Me too.
Yeah. I would have liked that. I did like how she just kind of like played it down to it was just being like, women are the same as humans. I was like, that's such a good line.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, that's it. Like, we're really not asking for much.
Before we get into anything else, Steph, do you have something to tell the audience?
Thank you, guys. I see you in the chat. Tim Reno 72, Daryl, and we just want to thank you guys for rocking with us. We definitely agree with a lot of your comments that Pete Davidson proved he has 10 times more talent as a rapper than DJ Khaled. Yeah. I'd have to definitely agree with you. But anyways, one way that you can keep us moving along with these after shows, even though this is our last episode of the season, we'll be back next season. We do a lot of other after shows at AfterBuzz TV. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, leave us a comment after this video ends. If you're listening on iTunes, give us those 5 stars, leave us a review there, because like I always say, they're extra feisty and spicy and we love them even more. But other than that, thank you guys for joining us all season long. You've made it so fun.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Fun and feisty and spicy.
And all that nice Dracarys fire and ice.
Now I just want Del Taco. I don't know. I heard spicy.
And we lost Kelly for the rest of the episode.
Goodbye, Kelly.
The fancy party music box. Just a short, dumb, silly sketch that they did it similarly with the Thanksgiving, forgetting a song and recounting it, and it's just a silly, dumb song. What did you guys think of this fun fart song?
I thought this was so stupid. And then when the Twilight Zone thing came up, I realized it was a play on something I don't understand because I don't watch the show.
But also, it didn't make sense either, because like Jordan Peele introduces it and stuff, but he doesn't interact in the scene like Kenan did. Well, I didn't know that. I had to ask someone who watches the Twilight Zone. I said, are there multiple storylines going on at once to prove different points? And they said, yeah, that happens. So I guess that makes a little bit more sense, because between Kyle Mooney's role, the daughter's role, Paul Rudd's role, Kenan's role, Cecily's role, each of them were proving a different point, kind of, especially Kyle Mooney. Like, I don't know what he was doing. You really read into this.
Yeah. Like, but what, it didn't play into am I wrong? Like, Kyle Mooney's random lines had nothing to do with anything.
Oh, how mean he was to his daughter.
Yeah. Steph's like, let's play out the psychology of this. But, no, I agree, because that was one of my things when I was looking at the sketch. I was like, I'm really frustrated by it because I wanted to like it for so many reasons. Because I think it's a fun device whenever it's like this weird song and everyone's like, you're crazy, that's not a song, and then they're like, oh no, wait, I can sing it too, and like adding everyone in is a fun device to use when done correctly. But it was weird that out of a short sketch, which I appreciate and love when they do them short, this was 3.5 minutes. It took them almost 1.5 minutes to get to the game. So they had 1.5 minutes of just like things that had no payoff in the end or made no sense or didn't contribute in any way to the actual game of the sketch. So I was just kind of like really frustrated. I was like waiting, and I'm like, oh cool, so that was 1.5 minutes of a 3.5 minute sketch that had no purpose for it. And then Kenan came on and it made everything worse.
Yeah.
Just aggravated.
That's a bummer. I agree.
Salt in the wound.
Yeah. All right, let's not talk about it anymore.
Paul Rudd was adorable as an old man, though.
Yeah, he was great. He's great no matter what he does. And he's 50. And he plays Pete Buttigieg, whatever his name is. Buttigieg. Who's 37. And he's 50.
Yeah. Dude, he doesn't age.
He doesn't age.
He does not age.
He's like the first white man ever to crack aging.
Yeah, how did he do it?
I don't know.
He still looks like if he put on a flannel shirt and like played hacky sack, he would still look like he was in Clueless.
Yeah, absolutely. The View sketch, that's the one I'm talking about where he played Pete.
Yeah.
Buttigieg, yep.
You got to listen to Trump say it in that rally that they played. Buttigieg. Judge. Terrifying.
I liked that they brought the View sketches back because I remember back in the 90s, they would crush the View sketches. But now I'm kind of out of touch with the new View cast.
I think they crushed the last View sketch. This one felt horribly timed. I feel like no one was in sync at all, and it made me hate Meghan McCain more than I already do.
It did feel like very like poorly put together. I'm kind of wondering how like the dress version of this went, or if they had issues with it, or if they had to do last minute rewrites, or if it was just one of those things where it kind of didn't quite work. I did love that when Cecily's Abby Huntsman, is that her name?
Sure.
Abby? Sure, okay. She was like, pad thai, like the Japanese noodles. Like little things like that were funny in this, but it felt forced to me for them to do that. I actually, after Leslie's great update thing on the abortion bans and everything going on, I wish that they had found a way to do a social commentary sketch that wasn't on the nose, that wasn't Leslie just like throwing it down, which I'm glad she did, but then not like The View talking about it or in a news sense, like actually have like some sort of actual political commentary sketch with normal people rather than seeing this sketch where it was like, let's force this issue a little bit and then let's have him come on to do I think they were just like, he has a young face, let's do Pete Buttigieg in a sketch.
Yeah, it was a very insider's joke that they all like Joe Biden. A lot of people wouldn't know that. I don't know. It just felt weird.
Yeah, it was a weird add-on joke thing that they all zoned out about him.
Yeah, well, it's true. All the older white women are voting for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Cool.
And all of us are like, no.
No.
I did for some reason laugh at that. I love the line too where he was just like, I'm ready to work. As you can see, my forearms are exposed. It's such a like, and that's what Buttigieg always does have. Like he's ready to work.
Same with Texas guy.
Beto?
Yeah. Work always.
They're young guys ready to work. Get it?
Like that.
There you go.
Kyle and Leslie have another sketch. I guess they haven't done it since last year, huh?
Yeah.
And they have sex. They do something that I think I could speak for the three of us. I'm not sure, but they did something that we wanted to do. Fuck Paul Rudd. Have sex with Paul Rudd.
It's already been said.
Oops.
You can't just retract it quick.
It's the last one. Who cares? I thought this was fun. I think this is one of my favorite ones of theirs because it like brought the, fake stuff, but also made it real. But it's still fake? You get it.
I thought it was so serious.
Yeah.
Like, it was like only became not so serious when Paul Rudd came into the
But
room.
then
He's like,
they
it
sang.
smells like sex everywhere.
Yeah. They sang. It was romantic.
I think they needed to get there sooner.
Way
though.
sooner.
Yeah,
There was so much buildup that I was just like, I'm just uncomfortable more than anything right now. Like, I know it's going to get funny someday, but until then, I'm just going to be a little uncomfortable.
Like, they were both so serious.
I mean, props to them. Like, great
acting.
Great
I
acting
would ship
chops.
them. I feel like I invaded their space.
Kyle's singing is very high.
It is. It was lovely.
I thought it was fake at first. I thought it wasn't his voice. And then the next sketch is the Ouija board demon girl, Belthor, who, just wants to have friends, I guess. I like that Melissa is doing more stuff. I'll put that out there. But I think they could have had way more fun with this, and it was very rushed and just like, oh, be friends with her. Okay, bye. You know, what'd you guys think?
Yeah, I wanted a lot more from this because Melissa's like presentation of everything was great, and the way that she just came out really strong, and then was like, "Oh yeah, no, it's." I realized that as soon as I said it, like, stupid. It's too late for a movie. I think she was playing it really well, but yeah, it just felt like a thrown together. It felt like an end of night sketch. Like it was just kind of thrown together. Everyone was great in it individually. I loved Paul Rudd's contributions of like the weird dad who at the end was like really intense about it too. But yeah, it never really came together for me.
Yeah.
Props to makeup though.
I thought it was gonna be a play off Big Mouth's female hormone monster.
I would have loved that.
Would have loved that.
Yeah.
But it didn't go there. So.
No. Next time. And now our special segment, Amy, break down that game show sketch.
Okay, Kelly, I will. First of all, stop letting Kenan do every game show sketch.
Yes.
Let Mikey Day do it. Let Beck Bennett do it. End of discussion. So I really liked this one. There are a lot of other sketches I actually thought about covering in this one, but I never really talk about game show sketches, and they're such a great device when you have a fun idea and you're not really sure how to implement it. A lot of times that's a good way to go. And I liked that right away you're like, okay, all these guys are weird, but I don't know why. And I appreciated the justification of the host just being like, well, I guess this is what we get at 2 p.m. on a weekday. Like, those are the only people available. A lot of times they'll do this with like more of a fish out of water scenario where one person is different, whether they're the normal one or there's two people who are the kind of more normal ones and there's one that's off the wall. And I kind of liked that all three of them were just equally bad at this game and in very different ways. A sketch like this is all about specifics. We talk about specifics so much in comedy, but it's because it's so important. Those little extra details that you add. And so that's why these sketches, I feel like in pitch rooms, are the most fun to listen to or the most fun to think about, because you really just start getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And in this one, they had a lot of great ones. Even within like the one line, they had a great escalation. Just within one line of like always like they're upping their stupidity in each one. I think it was Paul Rudd of she sees her twin is in the fish tank and she can't get out. That's not a fish tank, it's a mirror. Where are the fish? So it's that quick, really fast back and forth. I'm sure like if you looked at this script on page, it's like boom, 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 boom. And that's what you want in a sketch like this, where the pacing has to keep up with everything. I loved 80 right away, just kind of being weird and just calling him daddy. Like there was a weirdness about everything that was going on. And you were like, I don't care why everyone's weird. I don't need reasons for anything. I just think that it was really strong, and it reminded me kind of like a Celebrity Jeopardy throwback, because that was kind of their thing too. It was like dumb celebrities on Celebrity Jeopardy and a chance for Will to do his Alex Trebek. But it was almost kind of that same thing where it's like, who can out stupid the next one?
Yeah.
But I thought everyone's performance in it was really good. Kenan didn't make me want to like actually kill him in this. I just only slightly wanted to hurt him a little bit. So props on that. Everyone else was really great in it. And I loved the ending of Paul Rudd just kind of going up and just staring at the woman. I thought he was going to keep talking. No, he just stared.
At his wife.
Yeah, at his wife. So yeah, I thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm. I love the specificities, like the fish tank thing.
Yeah.
That was cool. And then we're going to have one more special segment since it's the last episode. What was the favorite sketch of the season for everybody?
We unanimously decided, right?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, it's got to be bathroom.
Bodega bathroom wins it.
Woo!
Pew, pew, pew. Congratulations.
That was 8 sketches in one, so
It was great.
That was
so good.
That was a thing of beauty.
That was my favorite, I think, episode. Mulaney's episode.
There was a ton of strong stuff in that. I think Jason Momoa had a surprisingly strong, well, not surprisingly because he's so fun. I think he had a really good episode. Your girl Emma Stone had a great episode. I'm trying to think if I had any other favorites.
I think somebody else, the Christmas one usually is good, but I don't remember. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Mulaney crushes it. And Bill Hader. Bill Hader's was fine. Was that one? I don't remember.
No, he wasn't a host. He just came on.
No, but he hosted and there was no Stefan.
Oh, yeah. That's why I was like, he didn't host. But he also came for
count.
John's show, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah, that he was there. He was there for that show because he did the opening. It was the first sketch of the night, that game show. Because again, another great game show host is Bill Hader.
The best,
yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, but then he didn't do Stefan, and everyone was like,
"What
the hell is wrong with you?"
Yeah, what the?
I did like Opera Man and Andy Samberg, Adam Sandler. That was great.
Actually, the Romano Tours sketch that I broke down for Anatomy of a Sketch that week for the Adam Sandler episode, that was one of my favorites of the season too, actually. I think that was just such a fun, like, silly sketch.
A lot of good ones.
Yeah.
A lot of bad ones too, for sure. But, you know, there's some good. But overall, fun season, guys.
Yeah,
we did it. We did it. Until next season. Amy. You want to do some news and gossip?
I'll just say it on my outro.
Oh shoot, sorry, I forgot about that.
No, it's okay. Well, anyways, you guys, thank you for tuning in to us all season long. Thank you to Kelly for being the best moderator ever. She always knows timing so well. News and gossip is quick and short. Colin Jost got engaged finally to Scarlett Johansson after 2 years of dating.
Oh, wow.
I went to a meeting in LA, downtown LA, Pershing Square, in support of women's rights, abortion rights, and I held a sign with our girl Leslie Jones on it. From this sketch, actually, I got it printed, and yes, that's it.
You can see it on her Instagram.
Yeah, on my Instagram, where you can find me at Steph Sabraw on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep in touch until next season.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. This was a super fun season to do, guys. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Amy Maestri. I'm just on there usually praising Steph for all the cool things that she's doing and speaking out for women's rights and just like human rights. Because remember, women are just like humans.
Yeah. And I'm Kelly McInerney, Twitter and Instagram, Holly Weirdo. I'm usually just there doing the same thing. I don't know. Not making a difference. Mostly telling poop jokes. Till next season. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.